And as the Age of Ultron approaches, we pay homage to the heroes willing to thwart evil at its mainframe. Welcome, G1 fans, to the next installment of the Avengers Wave 1 by Hasbro. Today, we embark upon the Master Bowman, Hawkeye. And first things first, let's take a look at his box, starting at the bottom. Marvel's Hawkeye with the new Avengers Initiative logo looking sweet. Marvel Legends Infinite Series, and you have the torso of King Thor and Odin. And then there he is, the man himself, Hawkeye, in the package. And you got Avengers at the top with the logo. On the side, they put some nice artwork on this. Compared to prior releases, this looks very nice. I do like that. On the back, you have a little story. If you want to pause that, you can. There's Hawkeye ready to put somebody's eye out with that thing. And then you got the figures to make King Thor and or Odin in this wave. So very cool. You know, we never miss a mark on a review. So prepare your souls for pure gratification with this origin story. A marksman, a team member, a purely focused warrior. That is how we describe Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye. He first appears in Tales of Suspense number 57, surprisingly as a villain for a short time. His archery training was rigorous and overseen by the swordsman and his brother Trickshot, making him the bullseye specialist he is today. When he regains his senses, he finds his home with the Avengers shortly after his wild oats have been sown, and forever holds a hero. That origin was on target. You could say straight as an arrow. But puns aside, let's focus our sights on an awesome rendition of this figure. Now initially it's using the Bucky Cap mold and the Winter Soldier metallic arm that looks oh so sweet. What I'm gonna do is bring in the Winter Soldier here and give you a little side-to-side comparison with these guys on this arm. So you can see that they did use the same sculpt and everything there on the arm. Now the only thing I see that's different is the very top of the arm. And if you take a look at it here closely, you can see what I mean. The pattern is a little different on that arm, but the patterns all the way through the bicep area and the forearm are exactly the same. Even the hand is exactly the same. So that was pretty cool how they used that Captain America feel with the Winter Soldier with his arm. I really dug that. I thought that looked really, really good. And you know, it's a great idea to incorporate that feel with Hawkeye. It's truly on the mark as well. So let's get into his measurements and show you a nice brief setup with the Avengers. Now I just wanted to briefly show you this new Hawkeye with a 6-inch setup of the Avengers. He looks amazing, guys. He looks very sweet right there in the middle. He's in perfect scale with these guys for the 6-inch figure line. Of course, the Hulk is the Marvel Select, so he's a little larger. But you know, you move him out of the picture and you put in the Marvel Select Hawkeye, it just does not work in scale whatsoever. So I do not like that one nearly as much for this setup. You know, he's got a lot of great detail on him. He does look very nice, this Hawkeye, but he's just too big for this setup. If you're doing the 6-inch series, you're gonna wanna stick with the new Hawkeye, which looks so fabulous with these guys. He just really pops and makes them stand out. And that purple contrast is just perfect. I love purple anyway. He looks great. Just wanted to show you that comparison. He does measure in at about 6 inches, just like the rest of everyone else there. So perfect rendition, perfect way to start your Avengers set is to start with this 6-inch series and get him definitely for this setup. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at his sculpt, articulation, and accessories, starting with this head sculpt. Guys, this head sculpt is awesome on Hawkeye. I really dig this. This is amazing. Let me tell you why. It's got this flesh tone paint that looks really good. Now, in some of the YouTube videos I've seen, the pupils have been a little bit off with the paint, but this guy looks fantastic. He's got that H painted in purple up there. He's got the purple outlining around his helmet there, and a little protrusion right here with the little wing. Looks so good on this guy, guys. I can't stress that enough. Now, this ear is painted really nicely. There's just maybe just a little bit of paint overlay from the blue into that ear, but not too bad on both sides. You can barely notice it. It doesn't look bad at all. On the back, you can see some protrusion right here with the purple, and that in the light, you can see some rippling effect on that. It looks like an actual mask was put on him. It looks very, very realistic and very cool. I really like that. His back has a quiver holder right here, which just pegs right into his back. I wasn't too impressed with this. I wish those arrows were removable, but they're not. I do like the fact that they offset that one because it kind of looks like he'd pull that out a bit, which is kind of cool. Not very much detail on that. It's kind of just a filler piece, but with Hawkeye, you got to have it. So very cool that they added that. As we get into his articulation, all the way around 360, he can look down and up quite far, and he does have a little bit of head, side-to-side movement with his head as well, so that's really cool. Down into this area, he does have some pliable, etched and detailed a shield here, not a shield, but it's a little sheath over him. Looks really good. You can take this off and move him around, and you almost have to. His arm rotation is up, down. He does have upper bicep swivel all the way around 360, double jointed elbows, and the wrist articulation, and a hinge. He has a hinge on this wrist as well. Same articulation on the other arm. I do like the fact that they painted some flesh tone right through here over the blue. It's cool. I guess it looks really good. I mean, in contrast with the other arm, it really sticks out and stands out for this guy. So it was a really good idea by Hasbro to do that. He does come with this compound bow, which actually looks like a real compound bow. It's pretty cool. It does come with this pliable material that you can pull back a bit, but would probably break over time. So I wish they would have done a string or something different on that. That would have been a little better. So in order to articulate him at the waist, basically what you're going to do is you're going to take off this thing right here. I did this, and he can articulate so much easier, but just slip this off, just like you'd slip a dress off a cute lady, and you can rotate him all the way around. And he does have some ab crunch to the front and back a little bit. But yeah, I just put this right back on him when I'm done messing with him, and it works out perfect. It's a nice fit. Has a little bit of detail there on the belt. You can see some detail on that as well. So down into his articulation in his legs, he does have, his legs kick out quite far. He does have upper leg rotation. He does have the double jointed knee, the calf rotation, and he does have up and down feet with the pivot. And guess what? He has the peg holes. Yay. Okay, so he's got everything pretty much, guys, that you would want on this Hawkeye to articulate and maneuver him about. He looks very nice. I do like it. I'm not going to complain whatsoever. He does come with this accessory as well. This is the torso of Odin / King Thor. And you got the belt with some detail on there. Looking really nice. It's got a nice wash over the silver there. It's got some brown paint on this little strap there. Looks really cool. This material here is very pliable, and it's a good thing it is, because you'll put his legs on and you'll want to move those legs around a bit, because his legs are very nice. They have double jointed knees, and they have the articulation and the ankle pivot and everything. So you're going to want to be able to move those legs, and I like the fact that this is maneuverable around those. So nice piece. Let's get into his grading. I can't wait to grade this guy. He's one of my favorite Hawkeyes I've seen in a long time. Now let's talk about appearance with this Hawkeye. Now this has got to be one of my favorite Hawkeye figures ever released in the 6-inch scale. I definitely recommend getting this guy. I'm going to go ahead and give him a high grade in appearance of a straight 9. You heard me correctly. 9 it is. And on to discuss the articulation of Hawkeye. Very nice figure, very articulatable. There's just a few problems. At the elbow, he doesn't rotate. And because of that sash, because of that vest he has on, it's really tough to get those ab crunches and those waist swivels you want without taking it apart first. So because of that, I'm going to give him a 8 in articulation, which is still a great grade. I've just dropped it down a couple because of those little things, but still fantastic across the board with this guy. Now let's talk about Hawkeye's durability. Now this guy's a little bit flimsy to work with, and his bow has that piece that might break over time. So I took those things into consideration and gave him a little bit lower score for durability of a 7. He still feels really good, and I think he's very posable, and I don't think if you're too careless with him that you'll break anything on this guy. So 7 is a fair grade. I love it. Great figure so far. And on into Hawkeye's collectability. Now this guy is a great figure, do not get me wrong, but he is the one that came double packed in the factory box. So you get more of this guy than normal, which, you know what, I don't care. This guy's awesome still. I'm gonna give him a good grade in collectability. He's gonna get a 7 for me because in the 6-inch scale is what I primarily go in. This guy is gonna be first and foremost, front and center in my collection. So hats off, love you Hawkeye, 7 it is. And for Hawkeye's overall score, a well-deserved 7.75. And we've crested toward another ending to a G1 review of Hawkeye, where we learn a valuable lesson for the day. When you're trying to land a lady, bring a professional archer, not Cupid. Thank you all so much for watching our take on the new Avengers wave of figures, and join our fight toward originality by subscribing to our channel and following us on Instagram, so that our egos may be lifted. Also, visit g1toys.com for this figure and more to come. Ready, aim, fire your passion for knowledge, and channel your inner toy.
Hey girls! So, I met this guy on RussianMatch.com and he's totally cute. I mean, we have so much in common and we're both even named after animals.
Word! Hawks love to eat spiders.
Get some, girlie! So, anyway, would you all like to meet him? I can bring him by sometime. Well, why not now, Natasha? Let's change that miss to a Mrs. Okay, whatevs. I'll be right back. Dang, Miss Widow, what took you so long? Well, I took your advice. He does like the taste of spiders.
She's not lying. They go down smooth.
Whoa, peanut butter Hawkeye time, boy!
Darn Skippy.